Hi, it's me, CCFC. Today, I have fixed half of the Premier League home kits because this is part one of this series, which I do every year now. And it's not a full redesign. It's just, in most cases, it's just seeing what could I change to make it maybe better. Maybe one thing, maybe two things. Maybe I have to redo the whole thing. Maybe it's dreadful. Maybe I'm just changing the things I have an issue with. Let's find out. Arsenal up first. And I think I probably almost gave this a 10 out of 10, maybe. But I thought, you know what? Some people don't like that it's too much white. So, I gave a bit more red in the body, but I felt like I lost quite a lot of blue with this, which was quite nice. So I added it back onto the ends of the sleeves in a thin blue line. Now, I quite like it. Do I prefer this one? Yes. But I'm liking the blue on the sleeves on this one. I think that adds a lot to me. I feel like I'm missing something here. I think that if they just had the red pincers, these, I wouldn't have liked that. So that's an issue. And it does almost remind me of one of the Puma kits, which then makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable looking at this very one. But I think if this was released, I think people would enjoy it just as much as this one if they had never seen this one before in their life. So it's okay. Aston Villa. Now, my main issue with this one is pretty much the collar. I guess in the negative space you have 3 lines, but it just looks like Adidas have sort of got to get their own branding and then just put an extra line on there and 4 lines. I don't like that. So, look how easy that is. I've just put on the collar from the Arsenal kit, which is just part of one of the many Adidas templates. If you're going to do a template thing anyway, why have you just changed the collar and made it worse? This looks much more appropriate. I would still have not given it a 10. Bit boring. Maybe you could do a graphic in the middle, in hindsight. But if we're just changing a couple things about the kits, I think this is I think this is clearly better than this. Come on. Now, it feels a bit like changing the Japan flag but I do think it's much better. Bournemouth. It feels like a kit they've had before, oddly. Now, I've got a lot of issues here, but I'm not allowed to change the sponsor. Okay. Well, sometimes I can, but I thought I can't on this one. So I didn't. I make my own rules up, just as it goes. And then I become a hypocrite. And that's okay. Because I admit that I'm a hypocrite. That's the key. Acceptance. This is just a bit naff. Boring. Boom. Whoa. Oh, whoa. See, what I've done here is combine existing elements from things they've already done. Now, initially people were worried that it had changed their badge permanently to this. I think, as a one-off, throw this one in there for a season. They had it on their pre-match home and away kits for some strange reason. Some sort of marketing Michael B. Jordan exercise, I believe. But that kit also had a wonderful cherry pattern. It had a horrible colour. So I binned that colour off. And I just brought over the pattern from that and the badge. And just look, a little subtle shine to the pattern in there. And that badge added is so much nicer. Look at that. Boo. Boring. We're trying to be cool with a bit of gold. Better. Classy. Until you get to here. Brighton and Hove Albion. Now, I think I gave this a pretty good rating. I think I was okay with the stripes and the stripes with a gradient in them. And then I thought, what could I do to this one? I'm going to get rid of the stripes. The little stripes. But I'm going to keep the gradient. Boom. That's nicer. Come on. That's so much nicer. Now this looks ridiculous. Why do you have the lines and the lines going down to white at the bottom? Why not this wonderful, clean, but interesting gradient affair? I think this would sell more than this one, if I'm being brutally honest, but maybe that's just me. Maybe because it came from my own mind. Well, yeah, I reckon that's it. In the comments below, can you please put, oh, that's wonderful and much more accurate for the Seagulls than my favourite American Express branded team. Thank you. Now this one is tough. I've seen this kit so many times in person. and it's just dreadful. It really is. I think I sort of was okay with it before. It's the pattern that irks me. So I removed the pattern, and I also then added red instead of the orange. Now, I like the orange. I really do like the orange. Blue and orange, we get it. I love it. That's what I want to do to the colours blue and orange. However, Chelsea don't have a history of that, but they do have a history of red trim as their tertiary colour on their kits, going back to like the 80s, going back for bloody ages, maybe the 70s even. And then the neckline, I had to make it a little bit interesting, so I just continued it on, which is the easier thing to do. But the main issue is that there's no sponsor, so it's very empty. And then, oh, okay, I've clearly forgot to do the pattern down here. Whoops. It needs some sort of pattern in the middle, and maybe they could go back to they had a wonderful little the lion pattern from their badge all the way through the kit a couple seasons ago. Maybe they could do little remnants of that could be quite nice. It would definitely need something in the middle, but I was very unsure to what that would be. So get your comments down below what you think you could put in the middle of this Chelsea kit as a subtle pattern, if you know, not for the lion. Let me know. I'd be interested. I don't usually ask you your thoughts. Usually I just go, I'm right. But maybe you're right. It's unlikely. It's unlikely. Crystal Palace. Now, I love this kit. This was a really, really good one. So I was struggling to find an issue with what I would change. Pattern, good. Colours, good. Collar, no. So I went for this. Now, this is almost combining a couple of elements from a kit a couple of seasons ago, but I think this collar is so much better. I've taken it from the Basel Macron kit. Wonderful, really nice collar. I think it looks much better than the blue trim. I think the white trim on the end is much better. And then I also added it to the sleeves, which I was unsure about doing because I was worried it looked too much like the previous other Crystal Palace kit, but I do think it looks much nicer. I do. Just that little subtle change. Well, it's a relatively big change, isn't it? But I think mainly the collar. I think you could keep the sleeves the same, but mainly the collar. Yeah. That's a pretty classy affair. Would look much better with a chain than this one would, wouldn't it? And you know I'm right. That's okay. Steve Parish, is it? The owner? Yeah. That's right. Next up is Everton. Now, this is tough, this one. This is tough. I looked through other Castore kits from this season because I like to try and be, you know, maybe take elements from the current season rather than previous seasons, unless they do an alternate one. I try and be sort of realistic with the changes rather than creating an entirely new element. I want to sort of be like, this is what they potentially could have done, rather than being like, oh, I've generated, it's got 12 sleeves and it's made out of gold, real gold. So now this is a very subtle change, I'm going to warn you, but I needed something which really showed it's their last season at Goodison and showed a bit of emotion from Everton. Whoa. Now, you may not notice. Let me just do that again. One more time. Original shirt. New shirt. Fixed. Now, if you notice, the trained eye would have seen down here appeared a B. The letter B. To make O. Boo! Boo! The resounding noise of what I associate with Goodison Park and Everton Football Club. What a fantastic addition and the perfection of an Everton kit. You got those kits where it's like, oh, we got the sound wave of fans cheering. That's the equivalent for Everton. Just a violent boo. Fulham up next, and I really like this one as well. I must have given this one like a 9 or something. Sorry, it's my eyes are going all blurry and whatever because it is currently 7:20 in the morning. So I decided to take I decided to take design language from other things Adidas are doing with kits this season, and I've plopped on a vintage badge for Fulham. Now I went for this sort of iconography one. Well, is it iconography? No, it's like calligraphy. It's text, wiggly text. It's pretty nice. It's a pretty classy affair. Is it better than this? I'm unsure. Because these feel very naughty throwback. And this is not very naughty throwback. Yet they've done this on other kits. Okay, they got it on the Leeds one. So, I don't know. I'm going to say I prefer this one. Yeah, I'll back myself. Next up is Ipswich. Now, a couple problems with this one. The collar, don't like it. The pinstripes, don't like them. So I removed them and took the collar from, I think maybe it was a Cambridge United Umbro shirt. I think I much prefer that collar. This just feels a bit too thick. The pinstripes they haven't had for years. They had it in the 80s when they won the European Cup, the UEFA Cup. I can't remember which one. So that's probably the throwback to that. But apart from those two kits, there are other pinstripe ones they've had since then. They've got really poor ratings. So I'm not convinced people like them. So that's why I removed them. And then I thought, sponsor. I don't believe this Ed Sheeran tour is still going. I may be wrong about that. I don't listen to him. And also, I don't listen to him. So I think we should get that off there right now. So I thought, but Ed Sheeran is an Ipswich fan. He's either born near Ipswich or so, but he's at least an Ipswich fan. So I was thinking, who else is either born in Ipswich or even just Suffolk and maybe has a link to Ipswich or supports them? And then I remembered Ralph Fiennes. I say I remembered. I googled who the fuck was from Ipswich, and yeah, Voldemort came up. So yeah, sponsored by the one who shan't be named. That would be funny. I think that would be much funnier and cooler than Ed Sheeran. Well, it would be cooler. I guess it would be cooler. But it's funny though, actually, just mainly funny. So they should do that. And the more I look at it after making it last night, the more I like it. The more I'm convinced it would work for a one-off promotion of a Harry Potter film. But I don't like Harry Potter, so, but I like this. I like this a lot. Leicester City. Now, I don't know what Leicester went to Adidas with in like a brief, but I assume they went to Adidas and went, can we have, I know you got plenty of templates that we could easily pop our badge into, but can we maybe have the shittest fucking one of all time? And that is what they received. Horrible little weird scrapey graphic down here just for the fucking sake of it. Bit of yellow there, wrong. Collar, yeah, not working for me. Mainly because of a bit of yellow line. And just, wow, what a way to just really just hope for relegation. So what I've done is, bosh, simple. This is a template that loads of Adidas clubs have. And I'm not talking elite ones. Schalke are elite, okay. But I don't think they're on the elite team list. It's like 11 team sports. It's sort of like it's like teamwear, okay. That's the situation we've got going on at Schalke at the moment. But why didn't they do it for Leicester? How much better is this than this? It's ridiculous. I'm so certain this would sell so much more than this. And it's less effort. You got no bloody graphics on the thing. Insane. Insane. Why have they done this? And then I thought, why not? Bosh, old badge on there. I've been your boy Kieran. This has been part 1 of fixing all the Premier League home kits. Let me know if you want to see me do the away kits as well after part 2. And I will see you, or maybe European, or any kits that you suggest. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's get to 40,000 subscribers, and I will see you in the next one. Guten Tag.